Nope, good.
Thanks. Obviously fortunate to be able to come out here with a win tonight. Thought we did some really good stuff in the beginning of the game. And then, give IUPUI credit. I mean, each and every game that I've watched as we were preparing to play them, they continue to play for 40 minutes. They continue to fight each and every possession. They continue to battle. They continue to execute. They continue to try and figure it out. And they certainly outplayed us in the second half. Fortunately, we were able to make some plays down the stretch. Enoch's three was huge when it was 63 all. Mike Green, obviously, with some big plays throughout the entire game. And then, obviously, we stepped up and made some free throws down the stretch to be able to hold on for the win.
Yeah, Coach, can you just speak on Michael Green's performance tonight? 8 assists in the first half, and then finished with that double-double in the second half. Can you just speak on his ability to be able to take over when the team's struggling in that second half?
Yeah, man, I think Mike, when he hit the court, you could just see he was really energized. He was really locked in. He got up. He got that offensive foul right to start the game, kind of setting the tone for how he was going to be able to play tonight. And, in the first half, 8 assists in the first half, did a great job getting in the paint, did a great job of getting the ball at his hands on time. And then in the second half, there were opportunities for him to score, right? And I think that's sometimes what happens, right? We always talk about trying to make the right play, whether it's, your opportunity to shoot, or if help comes, your opportunity to pass. And I thought Mike did a really good job of making those decisions and executing the plays that were there in front of him, and that's all you can ask for from any of the guys on your team, especially when you're point guards.
Trey James with 6 minutes today in the starting lineup for Walker. What have you seen from him in his overall progression?
We're trying to get him back. We're trying to give him an opportunity. He's been practicing better and better. The speed of the game, obviously, the game speed is a little bit different than the practice speed. And, we wanted to try and give him some opportunity to get out there. Obviously, we knew we were going to go with Matt for a little bit longer during the course of the game, but felt like if we could get Trey some minutes early, again, that might just help his development continue. And it was fast for him. It was fast for him. And I think he'll be the first to tell you that. But we got to keep continuing to try to work with him, keep trying to get him back to where he was before he got injured, so that we can, have him as an option as we come down the stretch.
Can you talk a little bit about Enoch Cheeks, 5 of 10 from the field? You brought up his three-pointer to break the deadlock. What did you think of Enoch today?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he's always engaged and excellent on the defensive side. We trust his ability to make plays, to get into the paint, and I thought he was really aggressive early in the game. Had some great assist opportunities, some that were converted, some that weren't, and then obviously hits that huge three at the end, comes up with a big rebound late. He's a guy that we rely on to make those kind of plays in those kind of moments.
And then Matt Mayers, he stepped up in a big way, especially with the absence of Stephon Walker today. What have you seen on him? I know we've talked about it a couple of times this year about his progression, but stepping up in a big way, especially with Khalil Spear with 4 fouls today. What did you see out of him today that really continues to show his progression?
Yeah, we know Matt can certainly give us some positive plays. And I thought he did tonight. We need him to be a little more consistent on that defensive side. I mean, that's, we know offensively he's finishing around the rim. He gets in the game and he plays minutes and he gets rebounds, and those are really positives. We need some better communication out of him. When he first went in the game, I don't think he did a great job in terms of his communication on the ball screen coverage. It got better as the game went on, but we need him to do as good a job as he can in trying to protect that rim, continuing to communicate on ball screen coverage. But, obviously he got, 20 minutes tonight with Khalil being down, and I think he was able to kind of really help us just, hold on to that lead and give us the chance to finish the game and win the game.
At the very end of the game, saw Khalil and Enoch signing some autographs for some young fans, as well as Khalil giving his shoes away, it looks like. I don't think they need much further endorsement, but what does that just mean overall to be able to grow the program for the
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, I think anytime you can interact with young, players or young families or young kids, and they feel a part of this. I remember going to Monmouth games when I was, in the early 90s, watching, John Giraldo and Corey Albano and, guys that I eventually ended up playing against as I got older. But, those guys are like heroes to them. You go to the court and you're seeing them, up and down the court. You're seeing them make plays. You're seeing them make shots. You're seeing them, dunk the ball. And that's an eye-opening thing. And I think that's one of the unique things about, our facility here is that you can get really up close and personal with the players. You can get access to different things. That I think separates us from some other people in the area, and Khalil and Enoch are great ambassadors for the program, as well as all of our guys are. And I think the more that they can interact with, fans and people that are coming into the building, I think it's just a positive all the way around.
What were your thoughts with the second half field goal percentage? It was a little bit lower in the first half compared. Did you think it was like an attempted shots, or do you think his shots weren't falling in the second half?
We weren't crisp offensively, right? And again, I think that's one of the things that we have to really improve upon is figuring out how to play for the entire 40 minutes. It's almost like as soon as we have some success in some aspect, we then just feel like it's going to just continue forever. And so we had some success offensively, especially as we closed out the first half. And our opponents are going to adjust. Matt Crenshaw's a good coach. They have, talented players. They have, different defenses that they play. And so, they took away one of the things that was working for us. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, that's not fair. Well, that's what their job is. They're trying to figure out how to stop us. And we have to be able to continue to maintain the mental focus to make the right decisions, to adjust to whatever else is happening or what our opponents are doing in order to continue to get good shots. Like I thought we got stagnant on offense. I thought we didn't make good, quick decisions in the second half. Where in the first half, I thought the ball really moved and we really were in sync with each other in terms of how we were finding shots. So again, it's something that we talked about at halftime. It's something that we talked about after the game, about like playing for the full 40 minutes. And we need some more guys in the locker room who have the mindset of like every single time I'm getting to touch the court, I'm out there executing what I need to execute. And that goes from the guys that start the half to the guys that come off the bench to whomever, right? We need everybody engaged, everybody ready at all times for 40 minutes from the tip to the buzzer. We can't take off plays. We can't assume that we've accomplished our goal until that final buzzer sounds. And I think sometimes we just start to relax a little bit, and our opponents don't. And that, I think, started early in that second half where, they came out 6-0 to start the half, and we're just, like, jogging up and down. Okay, well, like, there's still 18 minutes left. There's still 17 minutes left. And now you find yourself, in a dogfight instead of kind of keeping some of the separation that you had created in the first half.
How would you assess Jackson Lass's overall progression in the program?
Jackson is a really valuable guy for us. He can play a number of positions. He certainly, is a guy that helps your team flow offensively, defensively, decision making. We still, we believe that he's going to continue to make some more shots as the year goes on. He's in there every day getting shots, right? We think it's a matter of time. But he's such a valuable piece for us because of his versatility, because he does understand how the ball needs to move. He helps our defense with his communication. He gets in there and rebounds the ball, right? So he does so many different things that helps our team flow. That we're really happy to have him.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.